What's up, guys? Welcome to Jaden's New Life. I'm Jaden, and I'm an addict. So today, I want to talk to you guys a bit about God. Yes, that very controversial subject, God. I remember in my using days, back in those days when I thought I was put on this planet to destroy all the relationships around me and pretty much just to use drugs on a daily basis. I thought that was my purpose. But in doing so, there was many times that I'd find myself outside in the middle of the night, staring up at the stars and asking whatever was up there, asking why. Why me? Why am I here? Why am I the one doing this? Why am I the one that has to use drugs on a daily basis? Why am I the one that has my life falling apart around me? I never got an answer to those questions. When I came into the rooms of NA and they said that I had to find a power greater than myself, I was really, really grateful that I had already been talking to something in my past. And for me, everybody's different, but for me, the power greater than myself is the universe. And it was pretty easy for me to adapt that concept. However, walking into the rooms of NA and seeing the steps on the wall and hearing the word God really put the shivers up me, because I'm not a religious person in any way, and for some reason, whenever I heard the word God, I pictured this man. I pictured a man in a white gown, and it was quite troubling for quite some time because, and I see why other people struggle with it so much, but to be honest, I just zoned it out, and to this day now I can hear the word God, and because of my conscious contact with my higher power, the universe, when I hear the word God, that's what comes to my head is, is the stars, it just amazes me up there. When I look up to the stars, it just amazes me. And, I see all these people struggling to find a power greater than themselves. And I think personally people put too much thought into it. It's all about, I think it's all about just choosing something and running with it. It doesn't have to be set in stone. You can change your course at any time you want. I remember hearing one of the things in the rooms, and they said, if you're finding it hard to choose something, well, go down to the ocean. Try and stop that tide from coming in. If that's not a power greater than myself or yourself, I don't know what is. So every single morning and every single night, I'll talk to my higher power. I think it's the foundation to my recovery, to be honest. It's one of the big foundational things that I do, is I hand my day over to my higher power every single day. And every single night, I'm in gratitude and I thank my higher power for another day clean and sober. Just in the weekend I was actually asked to go on a podcast and share a bit of my story. I was really humbled to be able to do so. And one of the questions I got asked was, why do you start your videos and, introduce yourself and say, I'm Jaden, I'm an addict? And I explained to them, well, I am. I might not be in active addiction, but I will always be an addict. Doesn't matter. If I picked up a drink or a drug tomorrow, I know I'd be straight back to where I was before. And one other thing I'd like to talk about today is actually my perspective I love the fact that the rooms of NA and AA have an open door policy, and you know, you can, if you fall off the wagon, they're always going to be there to welcome you back in. Personally, myself, I have not adapted to that situation in that way. I had to lose absolutely everything in my life, absolutely everything, to be able to actually realise and be truly honest with myself and say, ask for help, know that I needed help. Right to the very, very end of my using, I still always thought I had it under control. They're just an insane thinking. So where I was going with that is that, I personally myself, I know that if I go back out there, I'll die. I look at the open door policy in the rooms, and this is just my perspective, remember, like, I think it's great because people need to know that there's going to be people there for them. But it took me to lose everything and everyone, and I had no one when I walked into those rooms. And I know that if I go back out there, I'm going to die. And with that perspective, that keeps me from ever thinking about going back there. So there's one time that I've been the closest to using again, and that was having a drink of alcohol. And the funny thing is, like, that decision is such an easy thing to do, and it'd be all over. And I was so close to going to the fridge just to join in with these guys and have a beer. I was so close to getting up and walking over there and grabbing a beer for myself, until one of these guys said to me, "Why don't you drink?" And the minute that I started to tell my story, the desire had gone. And then I just get engulfed with this flame inside me that burns such a bright flame when I talk about my recovery, because I'm so fucking proud of the man that I've become today. So yes, I've gone off a bit off topic. I do that quite often. So yeah, this was mainly about God and about my concept of God. Your concept, someone else's concept, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, if you can find something out there that you can hand your shit over to, it just takes that burden off you. Even when I read step 1, when I walked into the rooms and it said, I admitted that I was powerless over my addiction and my life had become unmanageable. Well, as soon as I read that, I instantly stopped blaming myself so much, realised that I had a disease. Yeah, I could go on forever, but I'm not going to. It's already been 8.5 minutes, so just really, really grateful to be here. Really, really grateful for another day clean and sober. Really, really grateful for this new life in recovery. Today, actually, to be honest, I say we don't all have good days, and 99% of my days are pretty damn good. Today, this afternoon, wasn't a great day. Due to work. Something happened at work, and I had a bit of a crap afternoon, to be honest. But now, sitting here talking to you guys, I'm back. Like, that's all it takes for me to talk about my story and a little bit about my story, and I'm back. It like puts that fire back inside of me, and I absolutely love it. And I love this gift all the gifts that I've had in recovery. So I'll leave it all there for today. Thank you very, very much for listening, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel down below. Turn on the bell notification. It'll notify you when I put a new video out, which is pretty much 3:30 on the dot every Tuesday afternoon, New Zealand time. So if you haven't noticed by the accent, yes, I'm a Kiwi, and Yeah, leave it at that anyway. All right. Like I said, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next video. See you.